A young Turtwig is swept violently through a mountain river. The current carries it far beyond its home territory, into a forest it has never seen. Exhausted, it crawls onto the muddy bank, injured, disoriented, and completely alone. But this new forest is already occupied. From the shadows, a mightyena pack watches. Predators have sensed weakness, yet instead of fleeing, the small traveler does something unexpected. It steps forward, placing itself between danger and the smaller creatures hiding nearby. Fear is visible, but so is resolve. The attack comes quickly. The predator lunges, striking the small defender and sending it sliding across the forest floor. Instinct takes over. Its shell thickens, bark forming where smooth armor once existed. Grotle rises from the ground, heavier, stronger, and rooted to the land itself. For the first time, the predators hesitate, and the smaller creatures gather behind their new protector. Seasons pass, leaves fall. Snow touches the forest briefly before melting again. Through every change, the guardian remains. As Grotle grows, so does its understanding of the forest. It no longer fights with desperation, but with patience, using the terrain itself to redirect threats. Scars form across its bark-like shell, each one marking another battle survived. Soon, the forest begins to trust. Small Pokémon rest beneath its shade, protected by the living fortress that now stands among them. But beyond the clearing, something darker spreads. Eventually, a larger predator challenges the growing guardian. The earth trembles as vines drive deep into the soil. The land itself begins to shift, and once again, the forest witnesses evolution. From the ground rises Torterra, a massive living ecosystem, its shell supporting an entire tree. Now, the guardian is no longer part of the forest is part of it. Predators retreat, and life reorganizes around the new balance. A silent observer arrives first. From the wetlands emerges a rare Greninja, watching from the shadows. It studies the giant carefully and sees the smaller Pokémon resting safely beneath its shell. There will be no fight. Instead, the observer remains. Far from its frozen homeland, a lost Vulpix, Alolan Form, enters unfamiliar woodland. There it encounters a giant guardian, Torterra. The traveler pauses, the ancient protector simply watches. A rare Greninja, never saw Alolan Form Vulpix before, descends to investigate. This is not a hunting ground, it is a sanctuary. Healthy woodland fades into darker territory. Torterra moves forward first, each step heavy and steady. Across the canyon, another forest exists, darker, harsher. There, the shadows are ruled by Umbreon. Where the land guardian stands firm, the shadow guardian moves silently. Corrupted threats that once ruled the dark forest have already been defeated. Balance has been restored in a very different way. At the canyon's edge, the two forces finally see one another. On one side, Torterra, protector of the living forest. On the other, Umbreon, master of the shadows. No challenge is made, no battle is needed. Both forests have found their guardian. And as the two turn back toward their lands, the balance of the wilderness remains intact, protected from both earth and shadow. In the deeper regions of the forest, survival is rarely quiet. Tonight, something is running. An Eevee, small and unprepared for open pursuit, pushes its body beyond exhaustion. Mud slows every step. Beside it, a young Turtwig struggles to keep pace. Short legs, heavy shell, but it does not fall behind. Behind them, moving without urgency, is the hunter, a Zoroark, calm, efficient, certain. Predators like this do not chase wildly, they calculate. The forest begins to thin. Ahead, terrain changes. For prey, sudden openness is rarely safety. They emerge at the edge of a cliff. There are no more directions left to run. Prey often communicate without sound. In moments like this, decisions are made instantly. They leap, not toward victory, toward possibility. Mid-air, instinct becomes strategy. Turtwig acts. A vine snaps outward. Eevee is thrown toward the opposite ledge. A chance purchased in fractions of a second. Claws catch rock. Below, the river swallows everything else. Sacrifice does not echo in the forest. It disappears beneath white water. The river is indifferent. It does not return what it takes. Shock immobilizes prey more effectively than fear. Across the gap, the predator watches. Distance does not reduce dominance. A slight shift of expression. The hunt is concluded. The predator leaves, not from mercy, but from certainty. Alone at the edge, the forest feels larger. Loss changes scale. In the reflection of the river below, something else begins to form. Not rage, something colder. The forest that once felt familiar now feels different. Grief alters perception, and in moments of transformation, nature sometimes observes. A Celebi appears, not to interfere, but to guide. Celebi does not grant power. It offers clarity. Emotion becomes anchored. Claws press into soil. Stability begins from the ground up. At the cellular level, stress reshapes biology. DNA responds to extreme pressure. The moon shifts behind thinning clouds. Light intensifies. Transformation in this world is not magic. It is adaptation accelerated. Pigment spreads across fur. Darkness, no longer something external. Where prey once stood, a new form emerges. An Umbreon, eyes open, not burning with rage, calm, predatory awareness without instability. Umbreon moves differently, not hurried, not hunted. The cliff remains unchanged. The river still roars. Only one thing has evolved. Zoroark returns and fractures perception. Illusions multiply, a common tactic among intelligent predators. Umbreon closes its eyes. Vision is not the only sense that hunts. One movement, precise, decisive, illusion collapses. Victory is not followed by pursuit. Umbreon turns away. In some ecosystems, balance is not achieved through domination, but through restraint. Under the full moon, a new guardian walks back into shadow.